There's an old saying, you're either living from love or living from fear. In today's video, we'll be talking about how to choose love over and over again. And that choosing love theme will continue on into the guided relaxation at the end of this video. So I invite you to keep watching and soak it all up. You're watching the Positive Food for Thought series here on the Joyful Being YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kim McIntyre, and I help people to live with less stress and more joy. And I think the world really needs that right now. So if you could use a weekly dose of positivity in your life, then you'll find that subscribe tab right underneath the video. A tricky thing about fear is that it often hides itself underneath other emotions. So under hatred and prejudice can be fear. Under anger, there can be fear. Stress can have fear fueling it. I mean, we say we're stressed, but maybe deep underneath that, we're really afraid. And afraid of the unknown, afraid of things being out of control, afraid of other people. There's so many different types of fear that can be underneath other emotional states. And love is a wonderful antidote for fear. And that's what our passage today, our positive food for thought quote for today is all about. It's from the book Quantum Success by Sandra Ann Taylor. I've read to you guys from this one before. It is one of my favorite books. And this is what she has to say on choosing love. She says, the more we release hate and embrace love, the more that positive energy expands in our world. Not just for us, but for everyone. Sometimes I go through my day simply repeating this intention as my mantra. Choose love, choose love, choose love. If I'm looking critically at myself in the mirror, I let it go and say, choose love. If someone cuts me off on my way to work, I release the anger, take a deep breath, and remind myself, choose love. If I'm frustrated with someone at work, I look in that person's direction and simply repeat to myself, love, love, love. That sounds like a really wonderful practice to choose love. So how does that sit with you? Is that something that you would like to incorporate into your life? So there's a few things to keep in mind if you decide to choose love as a practice in your life. First of all, you don't want to make yourself wrong for having a range of emotions that are not loving. We're human beings, and that's part of life. So we don't want to make ourselves wrong in that. And also keep in mind that there may be days where love is too far of a stretch for us. And maybe you can do something leaning in that direction instead, like maybe just being a little more gentle with yourself that you're not able to get into that loving mind space. And so I did a video last week all about that, about being gentle with yourself as you're learning new things and why being gentle with yourself is important, and letting go of being harsh with yourself as much as possible is important. So if you want to check that video out, I will leave that link in the video description for you as well. And also keep in mind that choosing love does not mean turning yourself into a doormat. You can lovingly set boundaries with people or lovingly communicate your needs. You don't have to become disempowered by this. This is really about empowering yourself with a choice of how you want to feel in your life. And so it's a practice. And with any practice, it's about the process, not about perfection. So just to keep those things in mind if you decide to incorporate this into your life. As a gift of love to yourself now, I invite you to join me in our guided relaxation. I'm going to be closing my eyes. If you're in a place where it's safe and okay for you to close your eyes, please do so as well if you're comfortable doing that. And as we close our eyes, we're just going to bring our focus to our breathing, just feeling the breath flowing in and flowing out. And as you do that, just inviting the breath to be a bit deeper. Slowing the breath down a little. And as you're doing that, just also inviting relaxation into your body. Allowing the muscles of your body to relax as you slow the breath down and deepen the breath. And imagine with each slow, deep breath, you're allowing yourself to relax even more. Feeling more and more relaxation with every exhale. Letting go of tension. Letting go. And just letting yourself enjoy the feeling of relaxation. And just check in with your body and notice areas where you tend to hold tension. And when you focus on those areas for a moment or two, just allow those areas to relax even more deeply with each exhale. Letting go into the relaxation even more. And now as you're continuing to just let the breath flow in and out and to stay nice and easy and relaxed, just let an image come to your mind of a time when you might have felt irritated or frustrated. And imagine yourself in those types of circumstances, taking a deep breath and exhaling, choosing to slow down and deepen the breath. And then in your mind, thinking, choose love. So if you're thinking of an experience that's already happened in the past, you can just rewrite it in your mind right now. Choose love. And now think of yourself moving through the week ahead, practicing that phrase in your mind as you move through your life in different circumstances. Circumstances that might be challenging or might feel easy or okay. In various circumstances, how might it be to take a deep breath and think, choose love? Just let your mind play with different scenarios, play with how that could be to practice that. And just set an intention now for your week ahead to play with that a few times. To practice choosing love a few times in the week ahead. And then take a nice deep breath in and exhale and open your eyes. Good. So I invite you to give that a try, see how it goes, remembering you don't have to do it perfectly. And I also invite you to come back next week for the next Positive Food for Thought videos. They come out once a week. And also to check below in the video description for that link, that video link I mentioned, as well as other free resources. So I hope you have a beautiful week ahead, and I hope that you remember to choose love.